I have doubts that this plan will work because from day one, when Hezbollah start, firing rockets from southern Lebanon, it was in solidarity and support of what's going on in Gaza, number one. Number two, they wanted a peace and a comprehensive peace plan that will include ending military activities in southern Lebanon, or a ceasefire, in Gaza. So unless the United States and Israel submits a plan that will include such a thing, I think, Hezbollah will not accept, because accepting it means defeat of Hezbollah. The plan as it is right now will call for Hezbollah to pull back north of Litani River, away from the blue line between Israel and Lebanon, and then, expanding the UN peacekeeping in southern Lebanon to include the Lebanese army and the UN peacekeeping. In addition to, there were sources stating that the U.S. and Britain might introduce military forces in southern Lebanon. That's another, I believe that Hezbollah will consider this another form of occupation to southern Lebanon. And we remember at one point or another that Hezbollah had, fought so hard to push the Israeli military when they occupied South Lebanon. So I think the situation is very delicate, and unless they come up with a plan that will end, all military action in Lebanon and in Gaza, the chances of this plan to succeed, it will be very, very difficult.
Yes. Back to you, Mr. Abdel Kader. What role could the incoming Trump administration play in mediating between Israel and Lebanon, particularly given Trump's previous stances on the Middle East?
Now, Trump is a man of action. We have to admit that, and he is unpredictable. But, if we look at his history in the Middle East, he had gave Israel so much. He gave them the annexation of the Golan Heights. He moved them embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. He declared Jerusalem to be the capital. He closed the Palestinian mission in Washington, and he accepted that Israel, declaring that any production in the settlement to be labeled as made in Israel in lieu of settlements. That's his history in addition to the Abraham Accord, which he has, pushed some Arab countries to have peace treaty with Israel. That's the history. Now, during the campaign, he made several promises. One, he said, I will end the war, but he did not actually put forth a specific plan how he is going to end the war. But at the same time, he had made several remarks. One of the remarks that he made, he told Netanyahu, proceed, do your job, and end the war, but do whatever you want. Now, also his assignment to members of his cabinet was really, unbelievable. He had, recommended or, assigned certain posts, which is very critical to in the government for foreign affairs, such as the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, and such as he recommended Alice Stefanik to be the U.S. ambassador to the UN, and Michael Huckabee to be American U.S. ambassador to Israel, and the foreign ministry or the State Department to go to Mike Ruby. All these candidates, all combined, they consider Israel as a holy. They will fight for Israel more than they will fight for America. For example, Stephanie said all the demonstrations in American campuses and streets are anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, and are in support of terrorism. So she labels the students' movement as supporting terrorism, and she said we should end it. Huckabee said There is no such thing like Palestine. West Bank, it's Judea and Samaria. Settlements are Jewish towns and civilized, neighborhoods and things like that. And he said, we will not allow whatsoever, a creation of the Palestinian state. So all of these assignments and all of these recommendations for cabinet members, indicates one thing, that the people who will control foreign affairs within the United States of America, all hawkish personnel within America, that they will defend the state of Israel and will not recognize any, anything that will, support any Arabs or Palestinians.